All right, guys. Hello. How are you doing? Hopefully everything's going well. Um, I have the red light on tonight because it's kind of one of those nights, a little bit down in the dumps, but whatever. So red light's there. We still have the other one, little cat light, still up. And then one more thing, before we get into the next chapter, I re-watched the last couple of videos and I noticed that I have been talking a little bit slow, so my apologies about that. That's just something I'm gonna have to work on a little bit. But yeah, anyways, thank you for dealing with that. I'll be better at it. And let's go ahead and get into it. So in chapter 12, um, if you remember the same way that the last one ended, um, Jin-Woo got transported to a desert from sleeping in for too long. He had a penalty quest that he was getting subjected to. And yeah, so he got teleported to this random desert, and there was a worm that's chasing after him. And the penalty quest was apparently 4 hours. So he's been in this desert running for 4 hours away from this worm. And we're getting towards the end of it. So it shows the timer. It is uh, showing 4 seconds, and the worm seems to be like right behind him. So he's about to get like eaten by this thing. But he has 4 seconds left, and the clock is ticking. So we see a clock here: 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he is about to get eaten, and then he gets teleported back to the hospital that he fell asleep in the last chapter. So now Jin-Woo is back at the hospital, and also some sand gets teleported as well. So Jin-Woo back in the hospital. It looks like it's really late, and now there's another notification that pops up saying the penalty quest is completed. So he has completed the quest. It only costed him 4 hours of running. Now he's looking very tired. Oh my gosh. There's a bug in my wall. Excuse me. Okay. Anyways, ignore that. So yeah, Jin-Woo is back in the hospital now with a notification that popped up saying, "You have been rewarded for completing the quest. Good job." And yeah, our boy is very tired now at this point. He passes out on the ground, and a nurse walks in, and she sees that he's on the ground passed out, and she yells for help. Jin-Woo barely got out. That worm almost got him. Man. And yeah, then we jump ahead a couple days to the nurses. They're just talking, and they bring up a person. They bring up Jin-Woo, saying that he's just been running every day. So it must have cut forward a couple days at this point. And he's just been running every day since then. But that's totally fine. Light exercise is okay. But then there's a panel where it shows Jin-Woo outside, looking, uh, looking very tired, and that he's just running by. But then it jumps to him and it says light exercise. Doesn't look like it. He's like huffing. And yeah, it's kind of showing an inner dialogue from Jin-Woo that he's the only one, or that he knows kind of some of the rules about the UI that keeps popping up. He says that number 1 is it's an illusion, so only he can see it. Only him. It's very clear. And then it seems that there are some other abilities that come along with this. So for completing the running, the reason why he was running was that he was trying to complete the challenge of the daily quest. So you remember the pull-ups, the push-ups, the 10-kilometer run, I think there was 100 pull-ups and push-ups, and then there's some curl-ups. And that is a quest. So once he completes it, it looks like he is now getting a quest reward screen popping up. And so some of the rewards that he gets, it looks like he can get a status recovery, stat points, or a random box. And it looks like he is picking the status recovery. And then in the next panel, it shows him being kind of looks like rejuvenated by this light. And it says that the stat recovery is magic that can heal the fatigue after exercising. And it basically works like this. So there's some fatigue that's nested in the whole body that basically disappears as if it were never there in the first place. That's what status recovery does. And then the stat points is like a video game, so you can allocate stats to like one of your skills, and it looks like these skills here are strength, agility, sense, vitality, and also intelligence. Think about it like Skyrim. You can just throw in the stat points into one of those traits, and then it'll get higher, which you can imagine how much stronger he can become if he just completes these daily quests. I mean, depending on if there's a limit, an upper limit, then he could go indefinitely. He could just max out his stats. Stats are looking pretty low: 16 strength, 10 agility, 10 sense, 10 vitality, and 10 intelligence. So very low at this point. And now he's explaining a little bit about the UI. So basically the things that you can see are the status, the skills, item inventory, and also item storage. So yeah, seems like Skyrim in a way if you want to really get a good idea about it. And yeah, so Jin-Woo's sort of just like chilling at this point. He just finished his run, and he is going through everything, trying to figure out how this is still working. Maybe there's some hidden mechanics that he doesn't know about quite yet. There probably is. So yeah, this is really cool. Really cool to imagine how much stronger that he can get. So yeah, Jin-Woo finished his run, and now it jumps forward a little bit to him trying to walk out of the hospital. He wants to go somewhere, and they say that he can, and that he needs to go take care of some business. So what is he doing? All right, well, what he's doing is he's going to Hapjung Station because it looks like he has got a key for something that he got out of the random box. Basically, the random box is like a random item drop. Apparently, it's not very reliable. Things that you can get out of it are pens or maybe bandages, just everyday items, nothing important. But it looks like a key popped out of it at one point. Basically, I need to stop saying basically. So this can create a dungeon, an instant dungeon, and that you can use this at this Hapjung station that we're at, which is station number 3. An instant dungeon can open up. And this is such a cool power, I just gotta say. It doesn't seem too significant, but once you start putting in the work, you can really become an insane level. I can see him making it up to level S easily. So now Jin-Woo is sort of questioning himself, like, is this all because of a double awakening, or is this a procedure towards the double awakening? So maybe there's like going to be a level up at some point where he'll get like something different, like he'll kind of get to a higher level and then it'll stop. So yeah, hard to say, but he says that whatever it is, it's worth trying. And he talks about the irony of the weakest person in the world receiving a double awakening. Like how ironic that would be, because like what is he gonna do with it? Just become, like they said, double awakening can bring someone from a C class to an A class, or a B class to an S class. So an E class like him, he can probably go to like C class or something. Well, we'll see. I believe in him. Yep, he's going inside of this dungeon. He doesn't really have too much faith in his ability at this point, except for running. That 10-kilometer run is really paying off at this point. So good for him. All right, and he just puts this key in the air, and then he turns like a regular door, and it seems like this wall of electricity that looks to be forming out of the air opens up when he turns the key at the entrance of the station. And so this seems to be the door to the instant dungeon. Just opens up like that. He walks in it. Remember, what he's relying on is his ability to run away. So some more irony hits. Right when he walks in the dungeon, it closes behind him. And his one trait, his Joestar ability, the secret ability to run away, now it's nullified. Can't do anything. So it seems like this instant dungeon opens up to a different dimension, because there are still people walking through the station. Someone walks by the station and through the door without even noticing it. So it's he kind of comes to the conclusion that it's a different dimension. And then he talks about how this is different than a regular dungeon, because it's not similar to a red gate. It looks different, I guess, is what he's saying. I don't exactly know which one's the red gate. I know I have my red light in the background, but I'll have to maybe go back and check what the red gate is. So, yeah, he's not in a good place now again. Poor man, poor Jin-Woo. So yeah, he's freaking out again because he can't run away. He would be able to run away if he had a return crystal, but in a notification it's saying that he needs to have that, or you have to kill the boss, so he's gonna have to go all the way through this dungeon. And so I'm guessing we'll probably see that in the next chapter, because he says that a few days ago he struggled with an E rank monster, and now he has to complete this whole dungeon by himself. Meanwhile, last time he was with a whole group. Yeah, not looking too good. And it leaves us off with Jin-Woo looking scarily behind him, with some eerie noise or aura, some terrifying aura coming from the dungeon. It's not looking too good. Not looking too good. So yeah, it ends with that. This dungeon looks pretty terrifying. I'm guessing that Jin-Woo's gonna run into like some tiny little boss and struggle with it, but he'll get through it anyways without much problem. But who knows? Maybe Jin-Woo will not make it out of this dungeon, and then we'll find a different main character. I have no idea. Alright. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm gonna try and put music in on this one, or maybe the next one. Alright, thanks. Peace.